Today's practice is on triplet scales. In our Practice With Me session, I'm going to teach you how to practice triplet scales. They are very good for increasing your muscle control, to getting a lot better technique, and to really gain control over your speed and tongue as you tongue these. It's going to help you increase your triplet tonguing as well. So we'll talk about a few things before we get started. Now, I do need you to know your C scale, your F scale, and your G scale, because we're going to go through those plus all their related minors, and I'll explain all of that as we are practicing. We're going to do 3 scales. However, you do all of them. When I'm practicing triplet scales, I go through all major and minor scales in one session. But for a start, as I would assign for my private students, I usually only assign 1 major scale and its relative minors. In this practice, we'll do a couple scales. We'll do the C scale, the F scale, and the G. So look those over, make sure you know them. This is not a beginner technique class. This would be more of your intermediate and to advanced level student. So here's the pattern of what you're going to do. We play the C scale in triplets, and if you're not comfortable with playing it in triplets, it's very easy to get off and it starts sounding in duples. So going from a triplet pattern So if you didn't pick that up, I started in triplets and very easily went into duplets. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We want to keep this in a triplet pattern. So at the beginning, tongue every 3. So you're going to slur 3, and I'll show you how to do that. And I'm starting in the C scale. And I would keep going. So that's tonguing every 3. It really keeps you right on track. It keeps your tonguing where it should be. It keeps your fingers from rushing too much. That's usually why it moves from a triplet pattern to a duple pattern, because it starts rushing and then the rhythm gets off. So we're going to play this together right now, and then we're going to go into the minors, but I'll explain them as we do them. So here we go, starting with a C major scale. We're going to slur 3, starting on low C, going 2 octaves. But here's the thing with triplet scales. You have to play it up and down 3 times in order for your last note to end on the beat. If you stop somewhere or you breathe in the middle and your triplets get off, you'll find that you're not ending on the beat and you've got to play it another time. So if you play it with me right now, and we'll play it at a nice easy tempo, then you'll get the feel of it. You'll see where you have to go. And if you breathe in the middle, you can get back on with me and end at the right time. So whenever I have my students play it for the first time, I let them do it and realize, oh, I took a breath in the middle of a triplet and now I'm off and it's not going to work out. You have to go 5 times through the scale in order for it to work out. So if I play with you, you'll stay on track and we'll just do it 3 times. But know that when you take a breath, you have to take a breath at the beginning of a triplet, come back in on the note after that triplet, and you'll stay on track. If you breathe in the middle of a triplet and just randomly tongue wherever you left off, it'll throw the whole pattern off. And you'll see what I mean when you try to do it by yourself. So here's our C major triplet scale. So we're going to breathe together and tongue slurring 3. So we're tonguing the first of our triplet. Here I'm going to breathe at the beginning of a triplet, coming back in on E. Did you stay with me? We probably took our breaths at different times, and that's okay. Just take your breath, just come right back in with me. Eventually, you can hold your breath a little bit longer, and maybe we can have the same breath. So right now, let's play it one more time. Try to breathe when I'm breathing. Here we go. So pretty much I played one whole scale before I needed to take another breath. So if you can do one scale in one breath, then we'll probably stay together. The first time I breathed, came back in on an E. The second time after I breathed, I came back in on a G. So keep that in mind. Practice that a couple times, and then let's move on to what's next. Now, after you have slurred those triplets, tonguing every three, now comes a little bit of a tricky spot, because now you're going to triple tongue them. And if you haven't ever triple tongued, don't get scared, because you're going to do it slowly, and so you're going to be able to figure it out. Plus, I'm going to help you. If you play with me, I will help you figure this out. So the syllables I use for triple tonguing is ta, ka, ta, so that's for three, and ka, ta, ka. So you're always alternating your T and your K. Now, there are other ways to do it. Other teachers have other methods. That's fine. This is just the one that I use. So let's practice that, just saying it. Ta, ka, ta, ka, ta, ka. And I want you to practice saying it by emphasizing the first T and the fourth ka. Ta, ka, ta, ka, ta, ka. At first, when you're doing triplet scales, you have to sort of put a little accent on those, the beginning of the triplets, or else you get off. Even when you're going slow, you will get off. And again, if you take your breath in the middle of one of those triplets or come back in on one you've already played, it's going to be thrown all off. So if you keep that ta, ka going with those accents, then you're going to keep on track, and I'm going to do that. So right now, let's play that C scale nice and slow with our triplet tonguing. All right, here we go. You're going to play it with me. Breathe together. Start with your ta. Do you see how we end at the beginning of a triplet? All right, so that may have been tricky. Just practice it a couple times. Just do it nice and slowly. Give those accents where they need to be, and you'll figure it out, because there's more fun to be had. Once you've got that figured out, now you go to the relative minor. And if you've never found the relative minor from a major scale, let me just briefly explain that to you. If your major scale is C, and C has no sharps or flats, then its relative minor takes the same key signature. You'd find the relative minor by going down 3 half steps from the name of the key. So if C is the name of our scale that we're doing, 3 half steps below is C to B to B flat, and B flat to A. That's 3 half steps, and so our relative minor is A minor. Now you're going to do the A minor scale in 3 different ways. There's the natural minor, which is just A scale with no sharps or flats. You go up 2 octaves, you come back down, you do it 3 times, you slur, you triple, slur in triplets, tonguing the beginning of your triplet. Then you play the A minor harmonic scale. So harmonic raises the 7th note. So if you say A is the name of our scale, you can either go up to the 7th or just go down to the 7th note, and the 7th note is a G, and if we raise that, it's G sharp. So now I'm going to slur the harmonic scale and triple tongue the harmonic scale. After that, I'm going to play the melodic minor scale. And the melodic minor scale raises the 6th and the 7th, only on the way up. On the way down, you natural them again or lower them. So if G sharp is our 7th note, then F is our 6th, and if we raise that, it's F sharp. So now I'm going to go up with an F sharp and a G sharp and go down with a G natural and an F natural. I'm not going to play them as triplets. Let me just play what they sound like. So here's natural minor, no sharps or flats. Here is the harmonic minor with a G sharp. And here is the natural or melodic minor with a raised F and G to F sharp and G sharp, only on the way up. So all of those scales you do both slurred and triple tongue. So if you do all of those, you're actually playing 8 different scales. Each scale you do 3 times. So you're playing a lot of scales. There's a lot of scales to this. That's why it's a more advanced, intermediate type of warm-up. But it's fantastic. It's fantastic for just muscle control, for learning your scales, learning your minor scales, really getting comfortable with triple tonguing, because the better you get at it, the faster you can go. Your triple tonguing gets a lot better. Triple tonguing is probably one of the least used of our different articulations, but we need to practice it, because when you do find it, then all of a sudden you're going to have to be working on it there. So if you've worked on it in your triplet scales, triple tonguing is much easier to do when you find it in a solo. So on our next video, I'm now going to actually play through the C and its minor scales, the F and its minor, and the G with its minor scales. So if you want to play with me and you've gone through this and you understand it, then tune into the next video and we'll play it together. Have fun.